I was commenting to someone recently about how the faith tradition in which I was raised, the congregation is almost as vocal as the preacher during the sermon. And I kind of missed a little bit, the, amen, come on, preach it. But I don't expect, to the congregation to, be Unicostal for me. But if you're not able to bring yourself to do an amen or a vocal, maybe today you could just at least, if I say something resonate, and I'll take that as an amen.
Amen.
Wrapped in rainbows. The allure of rainbows has captivated humanity across cultures and throughout the ages. Appearing like a phantom in the sky, they've sparked wonder and amazement among both ancient and modern civilizations alike. There's something almost magical about the sudden appearance of a rainbow, with its vibrant arc of colors stretching across the sky, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary. Their transient beauty, visible only under the right conditions and for just a brief moment, makes each sighting feel special, a rare and precious gift from the heavens. Rainbows evoke a sense of childlike awe and curiosity, prompting us to pause and appreciate the marvels of the natural world. Their unexpected emergence after a storm can bring a sense of calm and joy, a reminder that beauty can follow even the darkest of times. The fascination with rainbows is one that transcends boundaries, resonating with people of all ages and backgrounds. Whether seen as a sign of hope, a glimpse of paradise, or simply a beautiful natural phenomenon, rainbows have an enduring ability to captivate our hearts and minds. Throughout history, rainbows have been a source of inspiration to artists, poets, and dreamers. The renowned British poet William Wordsworth described the beauty of the rainbow and its effect upon the human spirit. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So it was when my life began. So it is now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old. A song entitled The Rainbow Connection, sung by Jim Henson's character Kermit the Frog, captures the magic and mystery of rainbows. Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Lord Byron eloquently expressed the comforting and hopeful nature of rainbows in his writing, "Be thou the rainbow in the storms of life, the evening beam that smiles the clouds away, and tints tomorrow with prophetic ray." Reflecting on the resilience needed to find beauty in life's challenges, Dolly Parton wisely remarked, "The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain."
Amen.
Across diverse cultures, belief systems, rainbows hold profound symbolic meaning, reflecting humanity's spiritual aspirations and connection to the natural world. For Tibetan Buddhists, a rainbow isn't just a natural phenomenon, it's a manifestation of divine presence, a whisper from enlightened beings. In the Tibetan Buddhist perspective, the rainbow or body of light is a shimmering symbol of wisdom and compassion entwined. When a rainbow graces the sky, it's as if the universe itself is smiling upon us, offering its blessings and guidance. Even deeper within Tibetan spirituality is the belief in the rainbow body. It is believed that an individual's soul can be so pure and filled with light that upon passing, the individual transcends the material world, leaving behind not a mere mortal shell, but a body of rainbow brilliance. This belief is a testament to the boundless potential within each of us, a reminder that we too can rise above earthly limitations and shine with the radiance of the divine. Turning our attention to the lands of the Maori, we discover Tefihi, it's a hard one, Tefihi Raymond, I practiced this on the way here. A deity with a very long name, whose tears form the vivid ribbons of colors that arch across the heavens. These rainbows, born of emotions and divine influence, serve as protective guides, lighting the way for travelers and affirming our ties to the spiritual realm. For the Cherokee people, each rainbow carries a sacred message, a reminder of our place within the cosmic dance of creation. According to Cherokee tradition, rainbows are more than a mere phenomena. They are the footprints of the Great Spirit, guiding us along the path of life. In the stories passed down through generations, rainbows are bridges that connect this world with the next, the shimmering pathways traveled by celestial messengers and spirits. Similarly, in Greek mythology, we encounter Iris, the divine messenger, who travels upon a vibrant arc across the sky to carry messages from the gods to humanity. Her rainbow hues symbolize divine communication, acting as a bridge between mortals and the celestial realms, offering glimpses into the mysteries of the divine order. Across these diverse cultures and mythologies, the rainbow emerges as a universal symbol, transcending boundaries of time and space. It speaks to our collective longing for connection, transcendence, and harmony within the cosmic symphony. Their presence in our myths and folklore underscores a profound truth, that no matter our differences, the beauty of a rainbow resonates within us all, reminding us of our shared humanity and our collective longing for connection and understanding. Indeed, rainbows are far more than a colorful display. They are a shared symbol, a common thread that links diverse traditions and worldviews. Given the ubiquity of rainbows as a shared symbol across cultures, I find it puzzling that anyone would respond to the sight of a rainbow, whether in its natural form or an artistic representation thereof, with anything but awe and wonder. But sadly, there are some people who are absolutely triggered by the sight of a rainbow. Take a moment to allow yourself to process just how ridiculous this is. They are not offended by the colors red, orange, yellow, green, blue, or violet on their own, but when placed side by side in that order, these 6 colors have the potential to cause some people in our society to immediately clutch their pearls and lose their minds. Just last week, I took a photo of myself proudly displaying my rainbow tie, eyeglasses, and socks. I posted the photo to Facebook and went to church, where we had an amazing and uplifting Pride-themed service. Then, when service had ended and I checked my Facebook notifications, I found a comment written by a friend on behalf of a former pastor who felt the need to tell me that she hoped I knew better and how sad it is to see how far I have fallen. Ooh. There's so much I wanted to say in my response. I wanted to ask if she was really that bothered by my colorful tie and socks, or is she bothered by the fact that the spiritual discernment she claims to have failed her 20 years ago when she cluelessly put a closeted but still very gay preacher in her pulpit and in charge of her youth group. But instead I responded, "I'm sorry that you're triggered by refracted light. But I am having too wonderful a day to be brought down by unsolicited and unwanted judgment. Happy Pride." Rainbow emoji, pride flag emoji. Even more baffling than the idea that people actually take offense to a spectrum of colors, is the belief held by some that they alone have the right to decide what a rainbow symbolizes, that they hold exclusive ownership over its meaning, asserting that it belongs solely to them. Back in 2009, I went to the National Equality March in Washington, D.C. After the rally, I noticed a beautiful rainbow that seemed to appear at just the right moment to affirm, almost as if to affirm that God was smiling down in approval. I posted this on Facebook, and within minutes, someone chimed in that this was not what the rainbow symbolized. "It is God's promise to never destroy the earth by water again," she barked at me in all capital letters. She is not alone in her belief that her religion holds exclusive rights to the rainbow's symbolic meaning. I recently learned of the Reclaim the Rainbow movement, promoted by groups like the Ezra Institute. Its adherents, with an air of misplaced authority, argue that the rainbow should be wrested back from the LGBTQ movement, whom they feel have stolen and misappropriated a symbol that belongs to them. How utterly ridiculous. Rainbows are refracted light. We learned this in 4th grade. Light enters a raindrop, which acts as a prism and refracts the light, separating it into its component colors. I don't deny that it is a meaningful symbol to Christians, both real Christians and bigots who wear that name. But ultimately, it is refracted light. Any meaning we attribute to it as a symbol is entirely in the eye of the beholder. You don't get to decide, you don't get to have a monopoly on refracted light, nor do you have the right to dictate what it means to me. Rainbows belong to no one and to everyone simultaneously. They're a universal gift, a shared symbol open to myriad interpretations. We can find them in whatever meaning speaks, we can find them in them, whatever meaning speaks to us, from divine presence to a promise of hope. If I am deciding what the rainbow means to me, and to be clear, I do get to decide that for myself, if given the choice between the traditional religious meaning or a symbol of LGBTQ pride, it is not a hard choice. While some may be comforted seeing the rainbow as a sign that appeared to God, that appeared after God had gotten so angry that he drowned the entire earth, and then like an abusive spouse offers a weak promise, not to never commit mass murder again, but to never use a flood as his weapon. This brings me little comfort. I am, however, comforted by the rainbow as a symbol of love, unity, and inclusion. In the final chapter of her autobiography entitled Dust Tracks on a Road, Zora Neale Hurston reflects on her life's journey, writing, "Well, that is the way things stand up to now. I can look back and see sharp shadows, highlights, and smudgy in-betweens. I have been in sorrow's kitchen and licked out the pots. I have stood on the peaky mountain wrapped in rainbows, with a harp and a sword in my hand." As Hurston looks back over her life's journey, she masterfully contrasts the hardships and triumphs she's experienced. She has been in the heat of life's kitchen, where she watched as sorrow combined the ingredients of life's circumstances into a dish. Despite its bitterness, she says she has licked out the pots, thoroughly enduring and savoring all the sorrows life had to offer, down to the very last bit. Hurston has done more than survive hardship. She has consumed and processed her suffering. Then, nourished by the sustenance of sorrow, she climbs to the peak of the mountain where she stands, wrapped in rainbows. When I read these words, I cannot help but think of my own coming out experience. For me, coming out was not a spontaneous decision, but one that was thoughtfully planned over the course of almost a year. In addition to the typical challenges associated with coming out, concerns about the reactions of family and friends, I was faced with the reality that coming out meant losing my family, my home, and my career, which was the only means I had at the time of supporting my family. So I set a coming out date and began to make preparations, financial and otherwise. As the date approached, I began looking for work. Other than preaching, the only work experience I had was being a Walmart cashier and a server at Shoney's. Living in Charleston, a tourist city, I opted to pursue work in the food and beverage industry. But I quickly learned that the 6 months I waited tables at Shoney's in high school did not qualify me to serve in most downtown Charleston restaurants. I had 2 interviews. At the first interview at the restaurant slightly north of Broad, abbreviated SNOB, I was plainly told that I was not qualified to work in fine dining. I felt a little better about my second interview at Vickery's, a trendy downtown restaurant where I had eaten many times. During the interview, the assistant manager took one look at my resume and asked why a Pentecostal preacher wanted to wait tables. I explained that I was resigning my church and I hoped to find work as a server until I finished my degree. With a concerned look in her eyes, she said to me, "To be honest, I'm not sure you'll fit in here. We have a lot of clients who live, quote, alternative lifestyles." Realizing I was about to blow this interview, I crossed my legs in the gayest way possible and said to her, "The reason I'm leaving the ministry is I have no problem with the alternative lifestyle." She abruptly excused herself, and when she returned, she asked when I could start. I learned later that she had rushed upstairs to tell the general manager that she was interviewing a gay Pentecostal preacher who was coming out of the closet. He responded, "That is so Vickery's, you have to hire him." I started work that morning after I resigned from church and officially came out. The next evening, some of the other gay servers invited me to go to Club Pantheon for the Friday night drag show. After the show, when the stage was opened up for drunken dancing to techno music, I slowly began to realize something. Not only were the other gay servers dancing around me, but the straight servers, both male and female, as well as the general manager and both assistant managers, the bussers, a dishwasher, and a cook. They were all on the dance floor with us. Was it the custom for the entire crew of Vickeries to dance at a gay club to bad techno music on Friday nights? No, it was not. But they saw someone who had spent years in sorrow's kitchen, someone who had licked the pots and been nourished by sorrow. But that moment, I had climbed to the top of the peaky mountain, and I was wrapped in rainbows.
Amen.
In the Maya Angelou quote I read earlier, after she talks about the rainbows in her clouds, she goes on to say, I've had rainbows in my clouds. And the thing to do, it seems to me, is to prepare yourself so that you can be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud. Somebody who may not look like you, may not call God the same name you call God, if they call God at all, you see. I may not dance your dances or speak your language, but be a blessing to somebody. That's what I think. My coworkers that night were a rainbow in my cloud, and it is my prayer that I can be a rainbow to someone else in need. A rainbow with its vibrant arc bridging the sky symbolizes connection, unity, and the promise of better days. It is a bridge not just between rain and sun, but between hearts and spirits. It reminds us that after every storm, there is potential for beauty and renewal. This bridge of colors can serve as a powerful metaphor for our lives. We are called to bridge divides, to connect with those who are different from us, and to bring together disparate parts of our communities in harmony. In our lives, we will encounter those who are navigating their own storms, those who need a sign of hope, a gesture of kindness, or simply the presence of someone who cares. To be a rainbow is to offer this to them. It means being a bridge of compassion, understanding, and support. It means being a source of color and light in their darkest moments. Let us go forth from this place with a commitment to embody the spirit of the rainbow. Let us be the bridge that connects and heals, the arc that brings joy and reassurance. Whether through a kind word, a helping hand, or a gesture of solidarity, let us strive to be rainbows in the clouds of others. In doing so, we honor the rich tapestry of cultural meanings that rainbows hold and the universal longing for connection they represent. We become part of a greater story of human resilience and hope. So as we leave here today, let's carry with us the resolve to be a rainbow and to build bridges that bring light and love to all we encounter. Amen. And may it be so.
Amen.